Good morning, guys. So I am here with the book that my neighbor gave me, Miss Jerry, and it's called Prayers and Promises for Comfort and Encouragement. I'm on the chapter of understanding, and let me read you the Bible verse that stood out to me the most. Understanding is like a fountain of life to those who have it, but foolish people are punished for the foolish things that they do. And this is in Proverbs 16:22. Okay, so now that I've read that scripture about understanding, I wrote some notes. I got to read them to you guys because again, I'm very forgetful. I wrote, I know now and understand why my mother, my brothers, and their wives did what they did to me. First of all, evil is real. And it can come in the form of your mother, your father, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents. It can come in any form. And as a good person, a good spirited person, sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you just don't recognize it immediately. You think, oh, this is my family. And, I've been there to support them and their functions and whatever they have going on with their family, I've been there to support. And then they turn around and do some evil stuff to you. And it just kind of throws you off because you're like, what? So my family did some really evil stuff to me last year. And I didn't understand what was going on. I had to be placed in isolation and stripped of everything, and that way I could only hear God's voice. And I've been hearing it loud and clear. So in my notes, I just wrote, again, first of all, evil is real. Evil does exist and can come in the form of your family. I know now that all of my family possessed jealousy and envy. Even my mother. When I did nothing but show them love and support. I've always known the definition of these words, but never thought it could come in the form of family. I would, see or feel that maybe other people, I don't know, maybe like coworkers or associates, may be jealous of me for whatever reason, but never thought about family, right? Until I experienced it firsthand from my mother and my siblings. I know now that everything that happened to me was spiritual. And everything that they did to me was spiritual. Yeah. So I thank God for it though. Because again, had I not been betrayed, I'd still been trying to help them and reach out to them. And when I elevated, I would elevate them. God said, no. You finna leave them evil people right where they are and I will deal with them. And that's what he's doing. So, the problem with evil people, or the problem that they had, that, let's just keep it on my family. The problem for them is that they intentionally tried to harm someone who is protected by God. And I mean that with every ounce of everything in me. There is no way I could have survived what they tried to do to me without the protection of God. There's no way. I then wrote, they acted so foolish. And as we all know, fools act quickly. A wise person stays quiet. I wrote, at least until God takes me off of mute. Now, God had me on mute for a little while. So, yeah, he had me on mute in 2025. But in 2026, he has unmuted me. So, the divine justice that I talked about on one of my other videos in 2025, where I was crying and breaking down and I can't believe they did me like this, I believe it. I believe it now, and I know why they did it, and I thank God they did it. I thank God all of them betrayed me. I can't explain that, but you have to experience betrayal at the highest level to understand what I mean by that. This is the biggest blessing that could have ever happened to me. So, yeah. Oh, this is what I wrote last. So I hope everyone who tried to do me harm in 2025 got their licks in. Because God is finna act up in 2026. So, if you are out there, and I don't care how old you are, you could be a young person in your teens, you could be 60, 70, 80, it doesn't matter. Learn to understand and recognize evil spirits. That's it. Have a blessed day, y'all.